Deputies tell us those dead spots are happening in random pockets of the county. Now, Steve Majeri went along for a ride-along with deputies today, and he joins us now. Steve, I know this seems like a really big problem. How long has it been happening?
Well, Krista, it only seems to affect deputies traveling out in rural areas in the county, and this trend has been going on for about a year. I have a list here of 38 different complaints of weak radio signals since January, but officials don't know what the problem is, making it even harder to find a solution.
Can you hear me?
Muhlenberg County 911 handles all calls for police, fire, and emergency services in the county.
Central Dispatch.
But lately, dead spots are popping up, leaving no line of communication. Dispatch upgraded their system last month. The sheriff's office has cycled through 2 different types of radios. Neither side can figure out what the problem is.
You never know what they're into, and you know, it scares us. As a dispatcher, we're supposed to know what they're doing at all times.
Dispatchers say out in the county, there's less signal strength. Deputy Alex Piper tells me he's been by himself when his signal dies out, like when he once had to chase someone through these woods without a working radio, something he says he didn't learn in the academy.
They didn't know if I was okay, if I needed backup. Often you got to rely on your training and not so much of your radio.
Deputies have 2 kinds of radios in the field, one handheld, one in the car. Deputy Piper tells me the car radio is more reliable.
Now the handheld one would probably get out here and it probably wouldn't work at all.
He was right. The car radio worked fine while we drove through this dead spot on Highway 175 in Graham.
1509.
But once we got out and used the handheld,
1509, 1515.
we tried and tried 3 times.
No response.
Piper says he's had to call some runs in with his cell phone, and sometimes that can't find a signal either. Sheriff Curtis McGee tells me dispatch's signal bounces off 2 digital repeaters, one here in Central City and another in Nebo. He says he's met with county officials about adding another, but that may not fit into their budget.
And there was one other vendor who says they can fix that connection, but Sheriff McGee tells me that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and before they make any decision, the first thing the county has to do is isolate that problem. Krista?
Thanks, Steve.